President Biden chose the Pacific Northwest for his first in-person political fundraising with events for his party national committee in Oregon and Washington state. He won these states by wide margins in 2020, with many voters motivated by issues of climate change.
We've reached the point that the crisis on the environment has become so obvious, with the notable exception of the former president, that we really have an opportunity to do things we couldn't have done 2, 5, 10 years ago.
Responding to climate change is an issue for voters in some of these midterm elections, along with war in Ukraine and Supreme Court nominations. But polling consistently shows that the biggest electoral liability for Democrats is an anxiety about the U.S. economy.
Yes, we have low unemployment, and the White House is right to stress that. But people go to the grocery store and the gas station several times a week, and they see very high prices, and they're very worried about inflation.
Oakland resident Jason Emerson says everything seems more expensive.
Gas prices are up. Obviously, everyone knows that. So that's an extra $1 per gallon that I'm paying to get into the city to work. And then, we have the tolls that just went up this past year, $1. My eggs are $1 more as well. So everything's going up at least $1, which, adds up.
In Portland, Oregon, President Biden said his party has helped create 7.9 million new jobs and reiterated prioritizing investment in upgrading national infrastructure.
It's been much too big and too long since America's invested in our own airports, our ports, and our rails. We haven't done it. We used to have the best infrastructure, rated the best infrastructure in the world. This is a fact.
It is not unusual for the president's party to lose congressional seats in midterm elections, but Sabato says this midterm could be especially hard on President Biden.
The Democrats are really in a difficult way right now and probably will lose the House and could easily lose the Senate too, at which point Biden would be in a very weakened position for the second half of his term. And probably in this era of hyper-polarization and partisanship, it's more of a disaster for Biden than it has been for other presidents, because there's so few Republican votes in the House and the Senate that are available to Biden for his programs.
President Biden has ground to make up as he returns to in-person fundraising, with the Democratic National Committee reporting more than $170 million in donations through the end of March, compared with more than $200 million for the Republican National Committee. Natasha Mozgovaya, VOA News, Seattle.
And by the way, anybody bring their shovels?